NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Players. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Nice birdie and a nice little move on the leaderboard, getting to 2 under par. Frank, what do you make of the par 5 second?
Doglegs to the left, so they...
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways. Ideal position, sitting up perfectly.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. This eagle on the cards. Hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. And this is looking really good. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. These putts keep the round together. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
So we started with a par 4, then a par 5, and now the 177-yard par 3 third hole. Plenty of hazards here, Frank.
Yeah, you really break this green up into 3 portions. Front left, front right, and that back, just on top of the ridge.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Player knows they're on the move with that birdie. A quick glance at the leaderboard. They can see, Frank, they're not out of it.
Things are very volatile right now.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Frank, the second here at the 4th is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll in a very aggressive mode with that birdie now in second place.
Let's get back to the action at the 5th. Frank, this is a very nice start to the round. Couple of birdies on the scorecard. Looks extremely solid.
Yeah, it looks well poised, actually, to have a very good round today.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Struck that one pure, about 8 feet away. Beautifully done. Settles in over the putt. That's good work by the former PGA teaching professional, one of the best instructors in the country, with a birdie, and now inside the cut line. He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot. And now a good look at the green. And with that birdie, moves into a tie for the lead.
We've got ourselves a battle right now, Rich.
7th hole here at Sawgrass. Frank, a bit uncomfortable off the tee.
It is. It reminds me a little bit of the opening hole, much longer version, where when you stand on the tee and look at the green, it's a straightaway hole. But that fairway goes to the left, then it comes back to the right. But they're all optical illusions.
Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
This has been a tee to green clinic. Absolutely perfect. Everything coming off the center of the club face and everything in regulation. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. TPC Sawgrass, the fabled stadium course designed by the legendary Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And here at the 8th, Frank, most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is sort of an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. And that is 9 under for the day. Frank, now at the 9th, this really is one of my favorite par 5s in the entire sport.
And I certainly enjoy watching people play it today, Rich. It used to be unreachable, but the longer hitters now, we're starting to see them go for this par 5 regularly in 2. And the reason why, they start to hit the drive more down the right now than what they used to. People used to try and go down the left side. The right side, it hugs the water, but you get a better view of the second shot.
Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Good swing, good shot yet again. That is classy.
Well, a chance of going in.
Getting set now over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now the time to be aggressive. Par 5, 558-yard, 11th hole, Frank. What's the key here?
Tee it high and let it fly. This is the big chance here. This is one of the widest fairways on the golf course. This is where you chance it all.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
And it makes the green in regulation. Knocking down all the shots today now. 13 under. Up to the 12th, Frank, and a good birdie chance here.
Yeah, good old length, short par 4. This green really divides itself into about 3 sections. There's a little piece to the right, piece short left, and the one at back. Push that ball into the section where it is. You get up there, you're only going to have 10 or 15 feet left for birdie.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Go ahead and do that for birdie. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass. Tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Just a couple of feet. Headed to rarefied territory already. 15 under par for the round. Frank Tiger certainly had his adventures here at 14.
Well, we'll never forget that. Spun it left. In the end, was very, very lucky to get away with 6. Had it been 7, Garcia might have just caught him at the post. But he will, and we will, never forget 14.
That one came right off the meat of the bat. He really laid into that.
More than got a piece of that. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Safely aboard. He has a birdie opportunity here. Good roll. Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right. This is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. You can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the screen, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it will finish well away from the hole.
Needs to get all of this from 190 yards. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
On his third here at the par 5. There it is for eagle. Frank, a couple different ways to watch golf as a fan. You could follow your favorite player for a number of holes, or you can park yourself in one spot. I think one of the better ones is the hill behind the 17th at TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, and that's why the reaction of the fans is so different. If you followed that player the whole way around, you lived and died on every shot he's hit. Meanwhile, if you're stuck at a hole, you want to see some tragedy, you want to see some great shots, and consequently you get that divergence of different type of fan.
Now to the 18th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, and another example of visual intimidation. The designer, he died.
Those wooden bulkheads that go all the way down the left side of 18 give you like an optical illusion, Rich. And there's not a single fairway bunker on the right to give you something specifically to aim at. So you've got to fixate on one of those trees. This is not a hole where you want to be looking at anything other than a specific target. Should be safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. Good putt.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round one.
Good place to be. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players. Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start. Tug that one a little bit offline to the left. He'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Pretty good shot right there. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Good roll, good putt.
Well, nice scoring opportunity here. 532-yard par 5 second hole, Frank. Considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can just cut this in half. 532 yards divided by 2. Really, it's 2 tee shots over 260 yards. For these guys, nothing more than a 3 or 4 wood. And that's why all you need off the tee is just a 3-wood with a little draw.
You disappointed if you don't make 4 here?
Not disappointed, but obviously you lose at least half a shot on the field.
Down, little Sheba, down! Right now, the third shot here at the par 5.
Yeah, be very aware on what level that flag is. If it's on the back right, you must fly it all the way up there. The easiest one is that left side. You can use the mound or go straight at the flag.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Sinks the putt for birdie. Frank, break down the par 3 third for us.
A big ridge in the middle of this green. Really, you have a front section and a back section. That front bunker, the one that you first see off the tee, that really doesn't come into play. But there's a sneaky one behind the flag and down the left side. Really good par 3.
That's how the game is played, right there.
Oh, he's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Wow, what a birdie. Frank, how important is positioning off the tee here?
Well, we saw a positional tee shot at 1 and 2. This is another one here at 4.
Good contact, good result. Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so. Well read.
Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
If you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
That is another laser right at the flagstick. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday, and he'd do it again today. Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 into 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
This is a good-looking shot. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 7th hole here at Sawgrass. Frank, a bit uncomfortable off the tee.
It is. It reminds me a little bit of the opening hole, much longer version, where when you stand on the tee and look at the green, it's a straightaway hole. But that fairway goes to the left and it comes back to the right. But they're all optical illusions. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, this is a hole that I really like. The 8th, 237-yard par 3, just a necklace of bunkers surrounding the green. What's the best approach?
You come out through that chute or that hallway of trees there, and this being the longest of the 4 par 3s at TPC Sawgrass, the green actually plays much smaller than what it looks because of that narrow entry.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke, Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Frank, the ninth is really a good par 5, isn't it?
There's so many options here. Just play it away, sort of 3-wood it down there, then go to the right and sort of wedge it on the green. But it's very tempting, especially in the right wind conditions. And that's if they're coming over your shoulder for a right-hander from right to left. Then this par 5 is very reachable.
He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
On the green in regulation. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Score that, a birdie. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Can't birdie them all, Rich. Well, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Hole number 11, 558-yard, par 5. Frank, players in attack mode here?
Yeah, just try and blitz it down there. There are other bunkers on the left to consider, but really, with that much fairway, this is a green light opportunity.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, Nate Siegel makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
Here now, the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I've ever seen. Just let it rip. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
That's a solid par putt. Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13, par 3, is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer, and also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over this green and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Trying to make yet another birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Right in the heart. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run to 15?
I would sprint.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, challenging approach shot here at the 14th.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it, well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's 2 little pop bunkers out on the right that, well, if you're first time around, you might notice.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Oh, and it's good. What an amazing putt. Frank, I think one of the things that fans love about this gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, each hole has that sort of hold your breath moment. Certainly 17, we know when that ball's in the air, you're holding your breath. Is it wet or dry? 16, same on that second shot. You're holding your breath wondering, where is it? Right in the water or left with a chance for 3?
That's why you don't want to get too sloppy on that tee shot. A lot of people look at 16 because there's a wide fairway and they think just get it down there. The extra 10 or 15 yards, there's a little ridge down that left side. If you catch that, the ball will kick good 20 yards further forward. 20 yards is...
That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
Frank, not to plant the seed of doubt, but we must deliver the facts here on this telecast. 44 balls in the water a couple of years ago, 28 last year.
Rich, that's the announcer's curse. What will he do?
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here, that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Players. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole.
Great start.
2-yard par 5 second hole, Frank. Considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can just cut this in half. 532 yards divided by 2. Really, it's 2 tee shots over 260 yards. For these guys, nothing more than a 3 or 4 wood. And that's why all you need off the tee is just a 3 wood with a little draw.
You disappointed if you don't make 4 here?
Not disappointed, but obviously you lose at least half a shot on the field.
No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Locked in on the read and the speed. Oh, yes, that's an eagle. Frank, break down the par 3 third for us.
A big ridge in the middle of this green. Really, you have a front section and a back section. That front bunker, the one that you first see off the tee, that really doesn't come into play. But there's a sneaky one behind the flag and down the left side. Really good par 3.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. He takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Frank, the bunker on the right, I wouldn't call that a pot bunker. That is some kind of a hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, meanders all the way down the right side, but really it's the lesser of 2 evils. I'd rather be in that bunker on the right than the hill on the left.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. Good putt. Now to the fifth. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, if you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Just a pure strike. Perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. These putts keep the round together.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Look at this. Look at all the power in that coil.
Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. On the green in regulation. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And he has it for birdie. Frank, the 7th hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side. Just inside that last little pot bunker on the left of that, actually a pretty good line.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Second shot. Good look at the green. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Frank, 17 here at TPC Sawgrass gets all the attention when you look at the par 3s, justifiably so. But number 8 is a daunting challenge in its own right.
It is, longest of the 4 par 3s. Plus, it's just littered with bunkers around the side, the back, and the front.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Frank, now at the 9th, this really is one of my favorite par 5s in the entire sport.
And I certainly enjoy watching people play it today, Rich. It used to be unreachable, but the longer hitters now, we're starting to see them go for this par 5 regularly in 2. And the reason why they start to hit the drive more down the right now than what they used to. People used to try and go down the left side. The right side, it hugs the water, but you get a better view of the second shot.
Eagle attempt on the way. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Frank, that looked good to me. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So a tester from 4 feet. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
The second shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Go ahead and do that for birdie. Hole number 11, 558-yard, par 5. Frank, players in attack mode here.
Yeah, just try and blitz it down there. There are other bunkers on the left to consider, but really, with that much fairway, this is a green light opportunity.
Excellent position, just a huge shot. All right, Frank, the 11th is a reachable. What's the right strategy?
Well, it feels like that green should be about another 30 or 40 yards to the right, Rich. Makes the player aim left, and it's such a narrow green, but it's worth the risk.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So the short miss, and those are painful. We'll make birdie if this drops. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. And Frank, we always like when they have the whole location back left and that ball trickles down, feeds, and you can see some really good ones and maybe even an ace here.
Yeah, just like Mickelson a few years ago. Down there, it looked like it was going to flirt with a bunker, ran up and over the ridge, and in it goes. This is one where you have to play ground ball as well as high ball.
That is classy.
No chance of going in. Second shot.
Continues to putt beautifully. All right, Frank, this one gets everybody's attention. The 14th, 481 yards, par 4.
It's not just the length of this hole. Water down the left, mounds to the right. This is it. You got to buckle up here. Tee it up. This has to be your best swing.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. birdie. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Good putt. Frank, you're one behind. Sunday afternoon, you're trying to win one of the game's great championships. Is this a spot that you love as a competitor, the 16th hole of par 5, with a chance to make a lot of noise?
It's a spot you cannot hide from, Rich, because you know exactly there. If you haven't looked at a scoreboard, you can feel it from the atmosphere. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Stroke that with authority. And if you're a couple of shots behind on Sunday, that final round, you're thinking about 3, and that's possible, isn't it?
Well, history's shown it has, Rich.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. He has a birdie opportunity here. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this in this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Drops it in for birdie. That wraps up the 3rd round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Players.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up. Oh, good roll, good putt.
Now to the second. Frank, what do you make of this hole?
Well, over the years, we've seen more and more people hitting 3-wood off the... He's gone for a little extra.
Are you kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing. Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Second hole here at Sawgrass, 532-yard par 5. Frank, considered one of the easier holes on the golf course, is that right?
Yeah, you don't have to hit it miles down there. Anything that turns a little to the player's left certainly helps. There are some trees down the left side. Just want to avoid those.
I like the looks of this one. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
So much focus here, Frank, on 16, 17, and 18. Number 4 is a hole that gets overlooked, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, the second shot here is more daunting, especially when that flag's on the left. So you really do start looking at that blue stuff, water.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, the second here at the 4th is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back.
Trying to make yet another birdie. In the hole, and a birdie. Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
If you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Frank, you don't want to get too cute with that second shot here at the 6th.
I remember many a time, Rich, when they put the flag right of center. You try and hit a little bit too close, those palm trees all of a sudden come into play. It's one of those, that ball can go anywhere.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. We'll make birdie if this drops. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going. Keeps the momentum on his side.
Seventh hole here at TPC Sawgrass generally plays into the wind, one of the stadium course's most difficult greens to hit, Frank.
It's a really weird tee shot here. You have those three little pot bunkers down the right, and then that bunker that meanders once again all the way down the left side. The bunker that's just slightly right of the canal. Very awkward angle off the tee.
How about that tee ball? Not just in the fairway, but way down the fairway.
Yeah, a lot of people can hit it long and crooked. Long and straight, that's the hard one to get. That is absolutely in prime position.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Beautiful touch. Nice putt. Here we are at the 8th at Pete Dye's famed stadium course at the TPC Sawgrass. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Frank, this is a hole that I really like.
And players do too, Rich, especially off that back tee where it must be about 80 yards of shoot that you go through before the hole actually starts to open up. And this green, 11 bunkers in total around the whole putting surface.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what do you make of the final hole here on the front side, the 583-yard par 5 ninth?
Just depends on how much you want to risk here. If you hit a good drive down the right side, it's certainly gettable for 2. But you can make an absolute mess here at 9.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch, nerve, had it all. And he has the bottom of the barrel. Now on to one of the most exciting back nines in golf here at the TPC Sawgrass and the stadium course. Let's begin at number 10, Frank, and what do you make of this hole?
It's another one where you're just trying to fit the tee shot in the fairway there. It's not a driver, it's just something that stays right. And of course, we've seen a lot of people stray here down the left side. Who can forget Mickelson when he won his Players' Championship, hitting that phenomenal 7-iron out of the fairway bunker, through the trees, and still finding the putting surface. But speaking of the putting surface, this green has more undulations than just about any green on the golf course.
That is classy.
Yeah, a chance of going in.
And getting ready for the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now the time to be aggressive. Par 5, 558-yard, 11th hole, Frank. What's the key here?
Tee it high and let it fly. This is the big chance here. This is one of the widest fairways on the golf course. This is where you chance it all.
Frank, that one is long, and it is straight.
Well, it is the game. You imagine just teeing up on every hole knowing that you've got 20 or plus yards over your fellow competitors.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. These putts keep the round together. Well, he's done it. That's an eagle right there. Tremendous effort. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
And he's putting for par now.
Well, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13, par 3, is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer, and also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over the screen and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Good putt. 14th hole, 481-yard, par 4, ranking second in difficulty, Frank.
Yeah, this one always gets overlooked, Rich. You've only got to flick the drive a little left, and all of a sudden your round just gets completely wrecked. Ask Vijay Singh. It cost him a Players' Championship. Many a player there has dealt with that left side. You will pay the price.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That will be a great look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass. 449-yard, par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees. Big bunker down the right side. Really want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Frank, once again, precision is so important as we look at the second shot to the 15th.
Yeah, you're looking at the flag here. You're looking at birdie. But if you miss, that big bunker on the left will swallow it up. And there's two little pop bunkers on the right. Tough to get it up and down.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Well, that wasn't a gimme, but it sure made it look easy. You licking your chops here, Frank, as a player, when you get to this tee box?
Well, it's an opportunity. A 4 here certainly makes the mood better when you walk to 17 and then 18. So a 4 here is more than just making a birdie on a par 5.
Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it's well on the cards.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Wow, Nate Siegel makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
Well, Frank, as the old British announcers used to say, it's a watery grave. But every year, quite a few golf balls are actually rescued and brought back to life.
Well, if we think of the championship, back in 2007, 93 of the best in the world thrown the lake. The recreational player, in a year, 100,000 golf balls.
That's good business. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
if there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Frank, really challenging second shot here at the home hole, the 18th.
You have to be decisive going in here. You can see all the trouble in front of you. Water left, that mounding on the right. Neither place really is good to go. So somehow you've got to muster up the best shot.
Good looking shot right here. What a shot. Almost in to win the Players' Championship. He's made it. That has to feel so good. A big championship victory. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's the opening round of the Peach Invitational.
Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. Currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Now at the second hole, first of a really tough set of par threes, Frank.
This is where iron play comes straight away out of the gates, Rich. Good iron play is always rewarded on this par 3 downhill. It's a big enough green. Good iron players often will have a chance for birdie. A little sloppy off the tee here, and you'll rack up at least 4 in a heartbeat.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
This can be a cruel game at times.